Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, welcome, dear devotees. We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 1, chapter number 15, The Pandavas Retire Timely. Today, our discussion starts from text number 14. Yad bandhavah kuru balabdi mananta param eko rathena tatareha matirya sattvam pratyahritam bahudanam cha maya paresham tejaspadam manimayam charitam shirobhya. Krishna Prabhu, you want to read English translation?
Yes, Prabhu. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The military strength of the Kauravas was like an ocean in which there dwelled many invincible existences, and thus it was insurmountable. But because of his friendship, I, seated on the chariot, was able to cross over it, and only by his grace was I able to regain the cows and also collect by force many helmets of the kings which were bedecked with jewels that were sources of all brilliance. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, here we see in the past times what we are discussing is Arjun is feeling separation when Krishna has departed from this planet. He comes back from Dwarka after 7 months. Yudhishthir Maharaj is giving lot of different reasons and asking him, is that the reason for your sorrow? And finally, Arjuna, in the beginning of this chapter number 15, starts speaking that the actual reason for his sorrow, grief, is because Krishna has departed from this world. And then when Arjun starts speaking from text number 4 or text number 5, I think he starts responding and he remembers all these beautiful different pastimes when Lord Shri Krishna helped Arjuna in different situations, circumstances, saved them, Pandavas along with Arjuna. First, he starts with telling that he was my intimate friend. Then Arjuna says that how my power to impress even the demigods was all because of Krishna while he was present. He was able to fight all the lusty prince in the Drupad Gehe, in the Drupad's palace during the Swayamvar of Draupadi. He was able to fight with Indra during the pastime of Khandava forest burning. And Arjuna mentions that even Bhima could kill Jarasandha only by Krishna's mercy. And all the Kauravas who they were all killed because Dusasan, they insulted Draupadi, they tried to disrobe her. So because of Krishna, all the Kauravas were also killed. And then Arjuna mentions that he satisfied the hunger because of Krishna's mercy. The hunger of Durvasa Muni was satisfied, and all his disciples' hunger was satisfied. So different. Arjuna remembers all different pastimes. How Krishna remembers, how Krishna helps him. And even in this particular verse, text number 14, what we discussed, two more events Arjuna remembers. Another two events, which are the first one. He talks about the battle of Kurukshetra war, when the military strength of the Kauravas was like an ocean. He is saying the Kaurava army was so huge, more in numbers, and there were many warriors. Lot of special weapons were there. The army number was more, the warriors were very great, the weapons were great. But Arjuna says it was like an ocean. It was like an ocean, and there dwelled many invincible existences. That means there were undefeatable warriors were there. But Arjun says he was able to cross over it by his friendship, by Krishna's friendship. So very nicely Arjun mentions. But because of his friendship, I was seated on the chariot and I was able to cross over it. He compares the army of Kaurava like an ocean, and then he is sitting and he is able to cross over it. He is saying only by Krishna's friendship. And the second event Arjuna mentions here is he was able to regain the cows and also collect by force many helmets of the kings. वो जब अज्ञातवास था, when they were in the forest and the अज्ञातवास, they took the shelter of living incognito in King Virat's palace. And during that time, um, Kauravas had a hint. Kauravas had a doubt that Pandavas are living in that Virat palace's kingdom. So Kauravas attacked once. There were two reasons it is mentioned. One, because at that time when Panda was present, the kingdom was flourishing. Everything was so nicely flourishing and growing. So Kauravas had an hint कि यहाँ पे पांडवास होने चाहिए क्योंकि यहाँ पे बहुत everything is flourishing nicely. And the second was the Kichak. Kichak was killed by Bhima, if you know the pastime, and that gave Kauravas an hint that Kichak was so strong, and someone with very huge strength could only have killed him. So they got a strength that Bhima would be there as well. So Kauravas tried to attack. And at that time, one king tries to attack another king. They steal the cows and then the treasure. So here it is said only by his grace, I was able to regain the cows. Arjuna and the Pandavas, they fight in the incognito mode and they try to, it said here, Arjuna collect by force, regain the cows and collect by force many helmets of the kings, which were bedecked with jewels. It is mentioned here. Now, these two events Arjuna is mentioning, and many, many more events in previous verses Arjuna is mentioning. What do we learn from this? What is our practical application? That here Arjun is comparing the Kauravas army, where there are a lot of different warriors, very strong warriors, weapons, and the more in numbers the soldiers they were present. And Arjun is using the word invincible. They are like they seem to be no one can conquer them, no one can defeat them. That's so strong. Sometimes we also feel like we are in a ocean of invincible things, things which cannot be conquered. Just like Arjuna had Kaurava's army, the soldiers, we also have so many things, responsibilities, family responsibilities, work responsibilities, our duties towards our parents, our children, our siblings, our duty towards our partner, husband or wife. We have work related issues, stress, so many things. We, on top of that, we are staying here in Australia or America where we have temptations of this material world, material, illusory things all around us. You know, and on top of that, uncertainty, anxiety of the future, uncertainty, what will happen, even failures, our experiences, failures of our own life, previous situations. So many things. They seem to be. अभी अभी if you just compare, हम जहाँ पे हैं, whatever situations we are living in, so many responsibilities we have. इतना काम भी करना है, घर भी चलाना है, financial demands भी meet करनी है, खुद का भी ध्यान रखना है, बच्चों का भी ध्यान रखना है, parents का भी responsibility है, घर का भी है, partner, husband, wife का भी है, work related so many issues. I know I am in business, और निर्विन प्रभु अंशुल प्रभु के साथ मैं बात कर रहा था. We know in the business we always think कितना करूं मैं खुद, marketing भी मैं खुद करूं, customer service भी खुद करूं, स्टाफ का भी मैं खुद करूं, मेंटेनेंस, बिजनेस ग्रोथ, एक्सपांशन स्ट्रेटेजी भी मैं करूं, ये भी करूं, कितना हम करें. ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट घर का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट खुद का फाइनेंस का, भक्ति, so many things. And on top of that, the temptations also we have, and the uncertainty of the future. So all these things may look like an ocean of undefeated, the things that cannot be conquered. उसके आगे हम जीतेंगे कैसे? होता है कि नहीं? At least I can tell about myself. I feel sometimes कि इधर भी करे इधर भी. And I talk to my wife sometimes and same thing. She says, ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है, इधर भी करना है. So much things. And we feel like, how in this world can we fulfill all our duties, responsibilities, on top of that do bhakti also, do temple service, do chanting 16 rounds, understand the purpose of life, which is reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. But we have to understand that while we are in this ocean of invincible things, we are not alone. Arjun is giving sloka after sloka, one after another, events, pastimes, situations Arjuna is mentioning. And in all that, one theme is coming, that Krishna was always there with him. Krishna was always helping in all the situations. And here, especially in this verse, Arjun is saying that it was because of friendship of Krishna. ऐसा नहीं बोलते अर्जुन देखो, dear devotees, Arjun is not saying that कृष्णा वो तो सर्वशक्तिमान है तो उन्होंने ऐसा किया he is has a magical powers and Krishna did some mystical magical arrangements and arranged everything. He is the supreme controller, he is the god, and that's why he arranged everything. Arjun is mentioning here because of his friendship, I was seated in the chariot. Just a friendship. He was a well wisher जो अपना अच्छा चाहते हैं. That means Srila, that means Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that each and every one of us have the opportunity to establish that relationship with Krishna. With Arjuna, it was a friendship relationship. We can also have Krishna on our side with us as a well-wisher, and we can develop our personal relationship with Krishna. We have to develop that, establish that personal relationship with Krishna, and that feeling that Krishna is with us, helping us, it will help us to cross over this ocean of material things. We see Srila Prabhupada, he has said many times that I never felt alone. Krishna was always with me. My Guru Maharaj was always with me. He says many times, especially if you see his prayers, Markine Bhagavad Dharma, which he wrote when he was in a 70-year-old in a cargo ship coming in the Jaladuta to America. But while the ship was arriving to America, he wrote this poem, Markine Bhagavad Dharma. And in that, if you read, he writes so many verses in that oh Krishna, you have brought me here, you please guide me. I don't know why you have brought me here in this world where people are fully intoxicated, but you must have some plan for me. You make me dance, you make me chant, you make my message understand to these people of Western world. So like Prabhupada is personally, if you actually someone can, Aditi Mataji is not there because that's a Bengali prayer. If someone can read or record the translation of Markine Bhagavad Dharma, nicely, clearly record it and share in the group, we will understand the mood of Srila Prabhupada, that how he has this personal relationship with Krishna. And that we have to understand from this to establish personal relationship, not because he is supreme god and supreme controller, but if we have that presence of Krishna in our life, that means we'll feel we are not alone in this ocean of invincible things. Whoever wants to try to record nicely, audio record, I mean, don't share group from someone as a. अगर चाहते तो मैं भी, there are many lectures on YouTube of Canto number 115 chapter, तो we can just share in the group और सब अपने अपने तरीके से सुन लेना, but we want to make it personal. So when we read, we feel what Prabhupada was feeling, the presence of Krishna. Okay, someone can please record. Let's do 15 and 16. Radhika Mataji, आपको 15.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Actually, we can do 15 and 16 together because it's continuing the same theme.
Okay, Prabhuji. यो
यो
भीष्म
भीष्म
कर्ण
कर्णगुरुशल्यचमुष्वतभ्र
Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Sorry.
तो भीष्मकर्ण गुरुशैल्य चमूष्वदभ्रा राजन्यवर्य
हरे कृष्ण जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
रथमण्डलमण्डितासु
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर
अग्रे
भक्तवृंद।
चलो मम
हरे
विभो
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
रथपाला
हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण।
आयुर्महांसि च दृशा सज ओज आर्च It was he only who withdrew the duration of life from everyone, and who in the battlefield withdrew the speculative power and strength of enthusiasm from the great military phalanx made by the Kauravas, headed by Bhishma, Karna, Drona, Shalya, etc. Their arrangement was expert and more than adequate, but he, Lord Krishna, while going forward, did all this.
So Arjun is remembering here that how Krishna made sure the other party, other Kauravas party, they are killed. Withdrew the duration of the life from everyone. Krishna made sure. So how Krishna, helped him further in this battlefield of Kurukshetra. Yes, 16, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yad doshuma pranihitam guru bhishma karna naptrir trigata shailya sadhava balikade astrani amogha mahimani nirupitani nopa prishurni dosham iva surani. Great generals like Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Bhurishrava, Shusharma, Shalya, Jayadratha, and Balika all directed their invisible weapons against me. But by his, Lord Krishna's grace, they could not even touch a hair on my head. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj, the supreme devotee of Lord Narsimhadev, was unaffected by the weapons the demigods used against him. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So here Arjun is saying that there were great generals on the other side. Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Bhurishrava, Shusharma, Shalya, Jayadratha, Bahlika, all the great generals were present. But Arjun is saying they could not even touch a hair on my head. Now, how Krishna protect. If you see the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes about all these great generals. Kitna, if you have the book, you can see, one, two, three, four, more than 4 pages of Prabhupada writes how great the generals were and the army commanders, and they couldn't even touch the hair of Arjun. And Arjun here is comparing, giving the analogy of how Prahlad Maharaj was saved by Hiranyakashipu. Because he was the supreme devotee of Lord Narasimhadev, he was unaffected by the weapons. And the demons, they used all the weapons against him. We know the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj, Narsimhadev, and we know how Arjun was also protected. So instead of going deeper into the pastime, let's dive in to the learning point. Here we see from this particular purport or this particular couple of slokas was Arjuna is mentioning that how he was feeling the presence of Krishna like close, very close association of Krishna. Some people think that we can go closer to Krishna. हम भगवान की प्राप्ति कर सकते हैं, हम भगवान के पास आ सकते हैं. We can relate, go close to Krishna after this life finishes. ये तो भौतिक जगत है, ये हमारी मटेरियल लाइफ है. वंस और हम साधना भक्ति करते हैं, हम माला करेंगे, उससे हम भगवत गीता पढ़ेंगे, हमारा कॉन्शियसनेस प्यूरिफाई होगा. एंड when this andakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram, when this life ends, we will be able to reach, we will be able to go closer to Krishna. But understanding these verses, we can see that we can feel the presence of Krishna right now. Living in this world, living in this life, also we can feel the presence of Krishna. We can have the close association of Krishna. कई लोग समझते हैं कि भगवान ही इज अ डिस्टेंट गॉड. प्रभुपाद आल्सो राइट समवेयर हियर दैट पीपल थिंक ऑफ लॉर्ड एज अ डिस्टेंट गॉड, कि कहीं ऊपर, कहीं दूर आसमान में कहीं बैठे हैं, ऊपर के प्लैनेट्स में. एंड सम पीपल नॉन डिवोटीज थिंक्स भगवान का काम ये है, वो जजिंग एज ए जज कोर्ट में, जो अच्छा करता है उसको अच्छा रिटर्न देते हैं, जो बुरा करता है उसको बुरा देते हैं. एंड पीपल ऑल्सो से इफ समवन इज डूइंग समथिंग बैड, पीपल से भगवान देख रहे हैं, देखना, यू नो, जस्ट बी टेक केयर, भगवान देख रहे हैं, भगवान आपको सजा देंगे. सो पीपल थिंक दैट एज पर द डिमांड्स, और अच्छा करेंगे तो अच्छा रिटर्न देते हैं, बुरा करेंगे तो बुरा देते हैं. और ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट लोगों की प्रार्थनाएं होती है. पीपल गो इन द टेम्पल और पीपल एट होम हैव पिक्चर्स ऑफ द लॉर्ड एंड दे प्रे, मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे वो दे दो, मुझे जॉब में प्रमोशन चाहिए, मेरा ये तबीयत ठीक कर दो. पीपल थिंक दैट कृष्णा इज समवेयर अप higher in the sky, in the higher planetary system, and then he is rewarding, you know. But what we see from this section is we can develop personal relationship with Krishna while we are here, you know. So it's up to us. Are we thinking Krishna as someone very far, someone very distant, and then we are having that distant relationship with Krishna, or we are having the relationship with Krishna which is very close relationship, you know, very, are we bringing him close together or not, you know? And how to bring him close, how to have this close association, presence, we feeling of the presence of Krishna in our life when we are chanting. You know, are we chanting attentively? Are we chanting with that kind of feeling that he is far, or are we chanting with the feelings, with a bow of calling to Krishna, and then we can feel the presence of Krishna among us? हम कैसे भाव से चैंटिंग करते हैं, हम कैसे भाव से भगवान को भोग लगाते हैं. वी आर ऑफरिंग फूड, वॉट एवर वी कुक अपने घर पे, या वी ऑफर भोगा टू कृष्णा. आर वी डूइंग इट मैकेनिकली, यू नो. हमें क्या चाहिए ऑफरिंग करने के लिए, भगवान को भोग लगाने के लिए अच्छा सा. सम पीपल कीप सिल्वर थाली, सम पीपल कीप, यू नो, स्पेशली मेड थाली फॉर कृष्णा, सम पीपल हैव नाइस बेल. तो बेल तो चाहिए, थाली भी चाहिए, लेकिन साथ में भाव भी चाहिए, फीलिंग्स भी चाहिए. एंड बेस्ड विद दैट फीलिंग, with that bhava, when we are doing offering, with that bhava of feelings, when we are doing chanting, when we do kirtan, अच्छे से हारमोनियम बजता है, करताल बजता है, मृदंग बजता है, सुर ताल भी बहुत अच्छा है, बट आर वी रियली कॉलिंग आउट फॉर कृष्णा? यू नो, प्रभुपाद सेड, यू नो, द हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र is like a baby crying out for a mother. When we sing different tunes of kirtan, when we participate in kirtan, कोई lead singer गा भी रहा है and we are repeating, but are we really calling out for Krishna, or are we just singing, you know, mechanically because of the kirtan is happening? So when we chant attentively with bhava, when we offer our bhoga with to Krishna with feelings, when we participate in kirtan, that's when we are calling out like a baby crying for a mother. We are calling out for the Lord. When we read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, when we read these scriptures, these books, the words of Bhagavad Gita, they are words of Krishna. Like Krishna has given me a message in the purport, Krishna has written something, it's for a personal message to me. अभी तो आज का जमाना तो व्हाट्सएप का आ गया है, सब लोग, यू नो, फॉरवर्डेड मैसेजेस, और इवन इन इंडिया पीपल फॉरवर्ड मैसेज टू अस इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया. बट पहले के जमाने में किसी का पर्सनल लेटर आता था. आई रिमेम्बर in my college days, Damrupini, you know, ours was love marriage. She sent me one letter when I was in Australia. बाप रे, कम से कम मैंने 100 बार पढ़ा होगा, एकदम आराम से सब कुछ, you know, कमरे में जाके दरवाजा बंद करके आई रीड दैट नाइसली, यू नो, 10 बार, 20 बार, 50 बार पढ़ा. इतना अच्छा लगता है कि पर्सनल मैसेज हैंड रिटन. अभी यहाँ पे कृष्णा हैज गिवन दिस मैसेज इज नॉट फॉर अर्जुना, it's for all of us, including you, including me. So now when Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, our eternal well-wisher, intimate friend, he is writing us this message, हमें कभी भी ये भगवत गीता का कोई भी एक श्लोका या प्रभुपाद is explaining us in the purport, have we read like this, that this is a personal message, Krishna is writing me a love letter just for me. उसके ऊपर हम लिख सकते हैं टू कौशल्यानंद दास, purport, sloka and purport explained by Prabhupada, and then from Lord Shri Krishna, your eternal friend and well-wisher. ऐसा होता है। अगर हम ऐसे पढ़ेंगे भगवत गीता, ऐसे पढ़ेंगे श्रीमद् भागवतम, ऐसे ऑफरिंग करेंगे, ऐसे चैंटिंग करेंगे, ऐसे कीर्तन में पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे फीलिंग्स के साथ, भाव के साथ, देन just like Arjuna is mentioning here, all these different slokas that he can feel by his grace, Krishna is present. We don't have to wait, dear devotees, ki जब जिंदगी खत्म होगा तब हम चैंटिंग करके प्यूरिफाई होंगे और तब हम भगवान की प्राप्ति कर सकेंगे, ऐसा नहीं है. We can experience the presence of Krishna. And yeah, whoever is recording that Markine Bhagavatama, we will see that how Prabhupada says Krishna is, आपको लगेगा कि बाजू में है. Just like Arjuna is saying, I'm sitting on a chariot. Krishna, Prabhupada is talking. So many Maharajas, they take up big projects. They do unbelievable things. They start preaching mission and they do some pandal programs and constructing big temples projects. लगता है कि ये invincible. I know ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता. But because Krishna is with them, they feel the presence of Krishna, and that's why it's possible. Learning point for us in one line, we have to make sure all our sadhana bhakti, whatever we are doing, it does not become mechanical. कई बार devotees से मिलते हैं, वी जस्ट थिंक इट्स अ कैजुअल मीटिंग, क्योंकि भक्ति वृक्षा में हर फ्राइडे मिलते हैं, सैटरडे संडे हर वीकेंड मिलते हैं भक्तों को. हमें लगता है कि चलो ये नॉर्मल है, वी टेक इट फॉर ग्रांटेड. बट व्हेन वी मीट डिवोटीज, कि हमारे मन में ये भाव आता है कि इज द सेम डिवोटीज ऑफ द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड श्री कृष्णा, ये भक्त है जो उसके साधना करके उसके पास जाना चाहता है, और मेरा उनके साथ जो एसोसिएशन है, संग है, तो उससे हम दोनों को एसोसिएशन ऑफ डिवोटीज विल हैपन. वी बोथ विल अपलिफ्ट, बोधयंता परस्परम, वी बोथ कैन अपलिफ्ट ईच अदर एंड वी बोथ टुगेदर गो टू कृष्णा. क्या हम ऐसे भाव से कभी कोई भक्त को मिलते हैं और जस्ट कैजुअली हरे कृष्णा प्रभु क्या चल रहा है, ठीक है, ये फिर से फ्राइडे आ गया, फिर से आ गए, थोड़ा बहुत बातें बातें कर लिया, चले गए. लेकिन ऐसा भक्त को मिलने से ऐसा भाव होना चाहिए, तब जाके वी कैन फील द प्रेजेंस ऑफ कृष्णा इन द एसोसिएशन ऑफ डिवोटीज. वी हैव टू बी वेरी माइंडफुल दैट दे आर डिवोटीज ऑफ लॉर्ड श्री कृष्णा. कोई ऐसे वैसा थोड़ी है, गहरा थोड़ी है पूरी दुनिया का. यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. चलो भाई, नेक्स्ट 17 पूजा माता जी, पूजा विठलानी माता जी. We can do 17, 18 together also. Yeah,
Hare
if you
Krishna.
can read. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. Text 17. सौत्यवृतः कुमतिना मद ईश्वरो मे यत्पादपत्यां भवति भवन्ति भव्यः माम श्रान्तवाहमरयोरथिनो भुविष्टं न प्राहरन् यदनुभावनिरस्तचित्तः. Translation. It was by his mercy only that my enemies neglected to kill me when I descended from my chariot to get water for my thirsty horses. And it was due to my lack of esteem for my Lord that I dared engage him as my chariot driver, for he is worshipped and offered services by the best men to attain salvation.
Arjun is again telling it was by his mercy only, Krishna's mercy only, that the enemies neglected to kill him. As a water scarcity is very known problem in the war zone. जब भी fighting होता है, the water shortage happens. And here when Arjun is trying to collect water for the thirsty horses, he is saying that it was only Krishna's mercy that enemies neglected to kill him. Yes, next one, 18. पूजा माता जी. I think she is absorbed in the transcendental feelings bhava of Krishna जो हम अभी बात कर रहे थे. She is already into the bhava. अंशुल प्रभु 18.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम. हरे कृष्णा ऑल डिवोटीज धन्यवाद प्रणाम. श्री प्रभात की जय. नर्माणि उदार रुचिरास्मित शोभितानि हे पार्थ हे अर्जुन सखा कुरु नंदनेति सांजल्पितानि नरदेव हृदि स्पृशानि स्मर्तुं लुठन्ति हृदयं मम माधवस्य.
Translation: O King, his jokings and frank talks were pleasing and beautifully decorated with smiles. His addresses unto me as O son of Pratha, O friend, O son of Kuru dynasty, all such heartiness are now remembered by me, and thus I am overwhelmed. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much. देखो अर्जुन कितना, he says his jokings and frank talks were very pleasing and beautifully decorated with smiles. One after another, Arjun is continuously showing his gratitude for Krishna. और जो अर्जुन यहाँ पे सारे, हम टेक्स्ट नंबर 4 5 से शुरू करते हैं, अभी हम 18 तक पहुंच गए हैं. ऑल दिस वर्सेस अर्जुन इज गिविंग अस ए सीक्रेट मैसेज. वेरी पेनफुल सिचुएशन अर्जुन इज, he is very sad, grief stricken, wiping his tears because Krishna has departed. But in this situation, he is giving us a secret message how to be happy, what to do when there is a painful situation. Arjun is giving us the message of when there is a painful situation, we can count our blessings. क्या क्या अच्छा हो रहा था उसके साथ, what was nice happening, how he was pleasing talks, frank talks with Krishna, beautiful decorated smiles, all this Arjun is remembering. In our life also, dear devotees, कभी कभी तकलीफ आ जाती है, problems आ जाते हैं, hard situations, heavy situations come in life, and then we have to deal with it. Even though we don't want it, somehow it comes to our life, and then what do? In that situation, ज्यादातर क्या होता है, our mind always goes and focuses on bad things. ये भी खराब हो रहा है, this is also going wrong, that is also happening bad, इधर से भी problem, उधर से भी problem. Our mind naturally thinks of all the problems, and they are occupied by the negative thoughts. But Arjun is showing us here message that in the painful situations we can count our blessings, that अभी अच्छा क्या हो रहा है. I remember very well talking to someone that explaining this is going wrong, this is going bad, इधर भी problem है, इधर भी problem है, and nicely that person was listening. लेकिन जब मैं खत्म हो गया सारा problems बोलने का, then the person responded, is there any good happening in your life? कुछ अच्छा भी हो रहा है, yes, everything else this is accepted, but is there anything good? कुछ in this situation, is there anything good? And then I started, oh yes, this is good, that is good, सब जगह problem है लेकिन ये अच्छा है, this is good. And then when you start counting, believe me dear devotees, इतना transformation होता है, your mind, your thoughts, your energy completely transforms, because you start focusing on the positive side, you start focusing on the blessings of that. डिवोटी एसोसिएशन है, जैसे लाइफ में कोई प्रॉब्लम आ जाता है, समथिंग इज गोइंग ऑन, जॉब में कुछ हो गया फॉर एग्जांपल, जॉब, लेकिन वो बोलते अरे जॉब में बहुत तकलीफ है, जॉब चला गया, फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेस है, ये है, लेकिन अच्छा क्या है, oh, our family members are with us, our kids are supporting, our husband or wife are supporting, अपने पास थोड़ा सेविंग्स भी है, and we have the good experience, then we can apply some more. So if we start focusing on positive sides, it just shifts our mind completely. Inspired by this section, dear devotees, we did an exercise last Friday in our Bhakti Vriksha. I said, count the blessings. I told all the devotees in my Bhakti Vriksha that just everyone speak things what Krishna has blessed us with, given us. Beautiful association of devotees, even human form of life, our intelligence Krishna has given us, some family members Krishna has, great parents, and the culture we have been blessed with so that we can understand, and so many things. We counted almost 100 different points what Krishna has given us, blessed us, and we understand the goal of life. Otherwise, we will be just, agar devotee socho, if we were not blessed with this devotee association, this knowledge, अब बाहर की दुनिया में देखो, people are really crazy. People are running around like crazy without the goal of life, full stressing out. लोग हंस रहे हैं, इंस्टाग्राम फेसबुक पे इतना दिखावा कर रहा है. Don't go by this illusion. People are suffering like really bad in this world. And we would be also like crazy running around. That's how merciful Krishna is. We have been blessed by this association of devotees that we know what is the goal of life. We are able to perform this bhakti, sadhana bhakti, and Krishna is blessing us that we are continuing, we are progressing. नहीं तो कई बार क्या होता है, I personally can tell about myself. Problems आते हैं ना, then I have seen many devotees, including myself, initial stages, all this doubt comes. Does God really exist? 10 साल माला करते हैं ना, 10 साल मंदिर में जाते हैं, सेवा करते हैं, फिर भी जब प्रॉब्लम आता है, जब डिफिकल्टी आती है लाइफ में, क्या भगवान तुम सच में हो? आर यू देयर? इफ यू आर देयर, व्हाई यू आर नॉट हेल्पिंग? बस यहाँ पे मंदिर में मुरली लेके खड़े हो, मुरली बजाते हो, कुछ करो भी, अभी आपका भक्त हूँ, इतने सालों से माला कर रहा हूँ, इतने सालों से सेवा कर रहा हूँ, प्रॉब्लम्स है, इतना डिफिकल्टीज है, कैन यू प्लीज डू सम मैजिक? कब करोगे? ऑल दिस क्वेश्चंस कम इन माय माइंड. आई डोंट नो, यू मे बी ऑल प्योर डिवोटीज, बट आई हैव सीन, ये प्रैक्टिकली जब जब चैलेंजेस आते हैं ना लाइफ में, तब ये सारे क्वेश्चंस दिमाग में आ जाते हैं, फिर कोई भगवत गीता, श्लोकास, भागवतम सब कुछ साइड में हो जाता है. बट when we reflect back into those difficult situations in life, when we think about them, the hardships or the heavy situations, थोड़े ही समय के बाद, थोड़े ही 1-2 साल के बाद, when we think, then we can realize this was Krishna's plan to purify us, to make us strong, and to bring closer to him. We may not be here in this level of bhakti or this stage of sadhana if Krishna wouldn't have made us go through that particular hardships, that particular heavy situation. So it's Krishna's plan. And then when we understand that, our heart becomes grateful. And this is what we see. Arjuna is, showing his gratitude in all these different verses. A grateful heart, a grateful heart becomes a peaceful heart, and a peaceful heart will become a joyful heart. So to become joyful, have blissful experiences in heart, it's very important to have this gratitude in the heart. And this is what we learn from this section, how Arjun is showing gratitude to Krishna. बहुत सुंदर, very beautiful. We can have our gratitude towards Srila Prabhupada,
Joyful.
जिन्होंने staying awake whole night and given us all these translations and purports. हमने 1000 बार सुना होगा कि रात को प्रभुपाद पूरी रात जाग के लिखते हैं. एक बार, डियर डिवोटीज, आई टेल यू, एक बार, एक रात जाग के Prabhupada 10 to 12 he was sleeping, 12 to 4, 4:30 he was writing books. एक बार 10 से 12 सो के 12 से 4 you try it out. I tried yesterday, so I know, because I had online Gita sessions in India, because the timing was Australian. It's so hard, dear devotees. And Prabhupada दिन में इतने सारे मीटिंग्स, इतने सारे लेक्चर्स, ये junkies, hippies, all these people को ट्रेन करना, 108 टेम्पल्स को मैनेज करना, पॉलिटिशियंस, मिनिट, पूरा दिन. ऐसा नहीं कि रात को जाग के लिखते थे तो दिन में सोते थे. Prabhupada had such a busy lifestyle. Whole day was super packed and busy. Only 2 hours sleeping at night, and whole night he was writing all this for us. I will suggest you all, try कर दो एक दिन, then you will appreciate, you will have that gratitude in the heart कि प्रभुपाद इतनी रात रात जाग के कैसे किया. It's so hard, dear devotees. Of course, we don't have to imitate. We can't imitate, but we need to have gratitude for all this Srila Prabhupada has given us. All right, we'll stop at 18. We will start with number 19 tomorrow. Thank you. Anyone, please correct me if I have made any mistake, or if you want to add anything. Pooja Mataji, you raised hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Just my reflection on, when I started singing, the call got disconnected somehow. My laptop, it's fully charged, but it's just hanged. I just realized that maybe Krishna wanted a personal relation with me. I read everything. And when I was like, I stopped, and then I was waiting for you to speak something. And then I was like, where is Kaushal Prabhu gone? And then I realized that nobody's there. So I just felt very happy that maybe Krishna just wanted me and him, just me and him. And that's why he just disconnected. As soon as I unmuted, it was disconnected. And I read everything, Prabhuji, thinking that you all are listening.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was so nice. I felt so joyful in my heart that, rather than feeling guilty, but I just felt happy that, he wanted me to just speak only for him.
Yes,
So thank
yes.
you for the opportunity, Prabhu. Hari Bol.
That's your special blessings of Krishna for you for today. Anyone else? Chalo. Okay. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Oh, yes. This Sunday we are meeting in Namisran. I would, with folded hands, bowed head, I can request, try to make it happen. Association of devotees is very important. We can read together. I know अपने 100 commitments होंगे, मेरे भी है, 100 commitments are there, other things, but try to make it happen if possible. It will be nice to meet and come together to read Bhagavatam. My aim is to, because Christmas break aayega in 2 weeks, I want to complete first canto before we have a break. All right. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna, Hare
Prabhuji. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
everybody.
everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Have a lovely day.